Okay, welcome to Yes Essentials. My name is Wendy Byford, and I am the president and co-founder of Your Entity Solution. And I am here with my co-founder, Gary Bauer, in the background, and with two guests from BizlyApp. Now, you are a brand new business owner or maybe new-ish, and you're probably finding out that you need all kinds of tools, systems, processes that you need to put in place to build a business that will scale. You're going to need stuff for financials. You're going to need stuff to create, promote, sell, deliver any products or services, and you're going to need tools and systems to put in place to look after your client information. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about CRMs, client relationship management tools. And I'm really happy to introduce you to the tool that Gary and I decided to implement last year after our custom CRM finally gave up the ghost. We had to transfer to another platform. And after looking at several and getting a lot of opinions, we decided to choose BizlyApp. And I'm really happy to have Daryl and Christy, two of the founders of BizlyApp, with me. And so let's get started to introduce the product to our viewers. Now, guys, there are a lot of CRMs out there. So what made you decide to do another CRM?
So, thank you, first of all, so much for having us. What made us decide to do another CRM? In all honesty, we didn't start out wanting to do a CRM. We started out making custom AI tools for businesses. And it was through that and reaching out to businesses and realizing how many of them haven't heard of a CRM, how many of them haven't implemented a CRM, that we realized, like, okay, in order for our product to be complete, we need to add this. And so that started the journey of adding a whole slew of tools. And on top of that, adding the power for, even if you don't know how computers work, we have customers who don't even own a computer, because we offer so much to make sure that they can still manage and automate their business just by telling us what they need. So we started from the bottom and now we're here.
Well, that's wonderful. I really appreciate that you guys put together a really comprehensive platform, because one of the things that made us so excited about this tool was that it had so many things that we were already using included on the platform. So we could get rid of all of the various tools that we were trying to manage and pay for every year and just concentrate on one platform. That's absolutely huge. So Daryl, I know that you guys are going to do a demo, but just give me a little insight into what's your favorite part of BizlyApp.
Ooh, my most used part of BizlyApp, I know that's not the question you asked, is the websites. But my favorite part has got to be the automations, because that means anything, doesn't matter what the business is, if you can think about it, then that means you can automate it. If you can tell me every time this happens, I need this to happen, and if you could build a flow chart, then that means it can now be automated and it can always happen. So that's absolutely my favorite part. It's let us see so many different businesses grow in ways that, in industries, in ways that I've never imagined. And it's all thanks to that super powerful automation.
I'd
That's
actually like
great.
to answer that question too. For me, coming from my background of executive assistant and running other people's businesses, the all-in-one inbox and the tracking of the pipelines and the processes for people's businesses, it's exactly what I was looking for. So the fact that this is what we offer businesses, it keeps them on the right path. They don't have to remember all of the different logins, and they can just literally run their business from one tab. That is a game changer for businesses and people starting out with you as their, LLC formation company, and then knowing how you use BizlyApp. I think this is such a great tool to start off on the right foot. So that's my favorite tool.
Well, I love that you mentioned the emails, because for years we've struggled with the fact that our clients have texted us, emailed us, left us voicemails, done all kinds of things, and we always had to remember, where did that message come from? And now I don't have to worry about it, because I can just bring up the client and it's all in one place. So we love that as well. We love the automation. There's lots of moving parts when you set up LLCs, and it's really wonderful that once somebody's at a particular stage, then that email goes out or something else happens that I don't have to think about. So I really appreciate those parts of BizlyApp. The other things that I love about it is that I don't have to have another tool to do electronic signature. For example, we have a lot of electronic signatures in the process. From the time that we send a setup form until the electronic version of the operating agreement is signed and completed. There's a lot of signatures that people have to give us, and to be able to have that on the same platform is absolutely outstanding. Just love that. So what do you have for us in the demo? Are you ready to go?
Oh, I am ready to go. Let me get this on our screen. I want to share. All right. I don't see it, but you guys see it, right?
Well, let's see.
It's coming up now, I think.
No, we've got a place for it. Let me add you to the stage. There we go.
Hey, all right. So this is what the inside of BizlyApp looks like. Now, in order for a business to be a business, you need to have three main things. One is something to sell. Two is a way to take money. And three is a list of people that you sell to. So I want to start there and show that off. So from something you sell, we can open up our payments tab. You see we have all these wonderful tools along the side here. And when you open one up, you are introduced to another slew of tools inside there. So if we want to go to products, then you can see we have a couple things set up. We have flowers. We can open this up and see there's our product name. We can set our pricing. We can have images, different pricing depending on which version they pick. So like, think of this like the colors of a t-shirt. You can have all different colors of a t-shirt, and you can even split it down again into another layer where you have sizes. So you can do everything to get every single variant of your product. And as soon as you hit that, all of a sudden now we have something to sell. And we're not just limited to physical products. This could also be digital products. So when somebody purchases a digital product from here, you can set that up to automatically deliver. So if they want to buy your calendar, your PDF, your daily planner, you can have those files, put them here with the product, and they'll automatically be delivered when somebody purchases. And another really exciting, for me personally, product that you can make is just like here we are in a course. Everybody has something that they know something about. And so you can create a course to spread that. And that also can become something you give away for free, charge for a subscription, or charge a one-time fee. And that's another thing that you can sell. And
Fantastic.
there's even more that we can get into, but I definitely don't want to bog us down with too much.
Okay.
Now,
And I noticed that it says import from Stripe. So if people have discovered Stripe as their merchant services provider, then it looks like if they've started to set up there, they can just import.
yes, absolutely. So you'll have all your products in Stripe come down flawlessly. But that's a good transition point into how are we going to take money? Well, up here, we have a tab behind here that says integrations. This is where we can connect with any payment provider, and we have the big ones. So Stripe, PayPal, Authorized.net, NMI, Square. You can do manual payments. When you set this up with your preferred payment provider, and depending on volume, you can get better deals with certain payment providers. So you get to shop around and pick the best. They're almost always free, which is really exciting for a new business. They generally just take 8% of the money that they process for you. So, like, for example, Stripe takes 2.9% plus 30 cents. And so you can bake that into your pricing so you know that you get exactly what you're expecting when somebody buys from you. And after you set these up, now instantly you're able to sell on your website, in your communities, or you're able to use your phone or your tablet as a payment terminal and take in-person payments as well. These are the top providers. Let me tell you that if you have a favorite one, chances are that we also integrate with them, because these are all the payment providers that BizlyApp integrates. And it is an extensive list. So if you find one that works for you, chances are that we integrate with them.
Perfect.
And then as we started this off with the CRM, that is your people that you have sold to, people that you will sell to, people that you want to market to. If you just click on your contacts, then here we have, in our demo account, we have 2 people, me and Christy. And the goal is to see that list build up and build up and build up. So every time somebody interacts with your business, whether that's filling out a form on your site, signing up for your community, purchasing a product from you, it's really hard for them not to end up right here. And you don't have to do any of that manually. It'll all automatically port itself into here, even down to if you go to a networking event and somebody gives you their business card. On the mobile app, you can scan their business card and it will automatically take all that text in the picture and put it into the CRM for you to look over and make sure the computer didn't make any mistakes. It can happen. And then you hit save and it ends up right here in your CRM. So almost any way that you can meet somebody or interact with somebody, you're going to start building this list so that you have the people that we can market to, sell to, and nurture as existing customers.
And one of the questions I get is, I have everybody on my phone. I've already been doing business, but I haven't really gotten a system that works. So how can I get them off my phone and into this, or do I have to like manually type every single one? So that is a real thing, and it is actually very possible. So that is we can help with that, because we have 20 help, but that is just taking everything into a spreadsheet and then uploading it into import. It's an export and import, so it's pretty simple.
Yes.
We're very familiar with import because we had to come over from our old CRM that was dying and export everything out and then import it in. And it was actually a fairly easy thing to do. In fact, I am as technical as a piece of toast, as you well know. And for one of the CRMs, I actually did it. Gary stood behind me and said, okay, we're going to do this. And it was actually much easier than I thought it was going to be. So good job, guys.
That's awesome. Thank you. Now, is now a time for me to get into maybe some of the more fun features, ones that excite me?
Absolutely. I think that people need to understand the scope of what it is that we're dealing with, because when people think of a CRM, they don't think of everything that you have baked into this platform, because I was certainly surprised. So go for it.
All right. Well, as we covered, you have the document signing, you have all of these things that you don't even think about that are here. We've definitely strived, coming from just here we provide AI tools, to grow to be this where everything is all under one roof. So Christy's favorite one is this conversations tab, where here, whether somebody, it's empty here, but whether somebody messages you from Facebook, Instagram, text message, if they call you, it's all tracked in here. We have our, of course, calendars so that you can book appointments with people. You can set up a calendar for all of your individual users. You can make service calendars. So if you are a hair salon, you have 8 chairs in the salon, and so you can book each of those chairs independently. And
Great.
that's anything. That's if you're a yoga studio. That's if you're a mechanic who has 4 bays. Whatever it is, you can book service calendars as well. I'm going to go ahead and skip around to one that I find really exciting, and that is here in the memberships.
Oh, we're very familiar with the memberships because of our LLC Essentials course.
That's right. So this is where you get to build out all of your courses and your communities. And that, think of the courses you're very familiar with because you're watching this video. But the communities is your own social media that you can use in any way that you want. So instead of you building your whole infrastructure on Facebook groups or having a WhatsApp chat, you get to own your own social media. And I'll tell you why this is so near and dear to my heart. Because before we started BizlyApp, we started a Facebook group, and it was called Las Vegas Small Business Owners, LVSBO. And we had 40,000 members that were all Las Vegas small business owners. And one day, Facebook, we have no explanation. Facebook said, today, this group doesn't exist. And so all 40,000 members that we had, we set up in-person events, and we could reach out to them through that group, and they would all come. We held like challenges and competitions on that Facebook group. All of a sudden, all of those people, since they were in Facebook and not in our system, we don't have their contact information. Facebook keeps that very private so that I never knew any of their email addresses. So now that we can build it on our own system, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, TikTok, none of those can ever take it away from us. And so nobody can ever take it away from you. This is your system that you build to operate the way you want to. If you want it to be focused on selling courses, then you build it out that way. If you want it to be focused on your affiliate system so that you can have other people doing affiliate marketing for you, you can build it out that way. Or if you just want it to be a place where like-minded people can come together and talk about a subject, you can build it that way, and you own it and you keep it. And like I say, very near and dear to my heart because those 40,000 people are now gone and unreachable by us. And I shudder to ever have that happen to anybody ever again. So I want everybody to know about this.
That's a huge, huge benefit. We started the communities so that, and to get people off of social media, because we didn't want anybody looking over their shoulder. Sometimes when people want to post in one of these groups, they might want to share something that they don't want the world looking at. And so even if it's a private group on Facebook, they still own that information. Whereas here, this is our community, our group, and it's very private. So love this.
Yeah. And I'll only talk very briefly about this because every single tab in here I could spend an hour talking about. But since this is yours, you get to brand it your own. You get to make your own pictures, your own images, your own words, your own URL as well. So that this, if you don't want anybody to know that you use BizlyApp because you interact with customers and they don't need to know what your back end is, you completely brand it to you and no one will ever know anything other than you're the tech genius that made this group happen.
That's great.
Even if you're only as technical as a piece of toast, that's exactly what they're going to know. So I'll leave that for memberships, and I want to now talk about marketing. We are constantly improving marketing. At the present moment, we integrate with Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Google My Business, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, your community that you built, so you can also automate that, and Blue Sky. So that means if you have any or all or any combination of these accounts and you connect them to BizlyApp, when you go to post, you can come to one place and post across all of them. So instead of your marketing saying, okay, we gotta do a post, we're supposed to do a post daily, So that means I have 5 social media accounts. So I got to remember 5 passwords, and I got to spend time going and posting everywhere. Here, you can send unique posts to each platform, or you could say, I'm going to write one post and send that same post duplicated to every single platform. And instead of this now being a daily task, you can schedule these out into the future. So you could have somebody from your team or even yourself just sit down and say, these are the posts that I want to make. I'm going to work on this for an hour or 2 hours and schedule 30, 60, 90 days in advance. So then you get to set it and forget it.
That's really
Now,
important because, that's another instance where you would have to have a different product if you wanted to do that type of scheduling, to schedule 5 days out or whatever on 2 or 3 different platforms. And we have used software like that in the past. So this is really important for helping to keep everything in one place.
I absolutely agree. And it changes the game because what is a danger is when I say set it and forget it, is for somebody to get the wrong idea. Because when you do set it, if you do forget it, when people reach out to you, that's where you're losing sales. So I don't want to, even though I say set it and forget it, it's so important that you check on the interaction that you're getting and you check on the DMs that you're getting. And so that's where we try to make that super simple. Everything goes to one inbox. So even if you could schedule with other tools, the most vital part of this is not that you're posting, it's that you're getting interaction and you're converting viewers and people who like your post, you're converting them into customers. So using that all in one inbox, or using the awesome tools that we have for social media, like if you like this video, comment the word all in one inbox. And then as soon as somebody comments whatever trigger word you set, then your BizlyApp starts working in the background, sending them DMs, giving them more information. If you want to say, comment below to get my 30-day challenge, BizlyApp can now send out over Instagram, if that's where you're posting, they can send that PDF to them directly. They just click a button and download it. So that's where you really get into the set it and forget it. If you do have all of those in place so that you send out the media across all the social medias, and then everybody that's interacting is automatically getting converted, or at least taken down a primrose path to a point where you then intervene and take it home. That's a superpower here, and it's beyond a CRM, but it's something that we really, really think is important.
That automation, to be able to send things out or give people information without your having to do it, is really important, because a lot of times if you're doing something where you're probably going to get a lot of interaction, a lot of engagement, a lot of people saying, yeah, I want to get this, or I want to do this, not having to send that out or send out whatever it is you're offering to every single person is just such a time saver.
Yeah. And it's the only reason that we do social media, is to interact with people. So if we can use any tools to help us with that, are very, very welcome. Now, something else that is really exciting, it's new, is if you have a post that performs really well, that is an indication that it would be a good ad. So if you're trying to get more customers, more eyeballs, more awareness, and running Facebook or Instagram or TikTok ads is something that you want to do, BizlyApp makes that very easy. When you have a post that starts performing really well, you can just click on it and say run as ad, decide how much money you want to put behind it, and now it's going to run as an ad per your rules, whether it's for a certain amount of time or it's indefinite until you decide to turn it off. And so now, instead of just interacting with our warm audience here on social media, we're actually going out and getting people who've never heard of us before and making them aware of us, bringing them to our warm audience where we can then convert them.
Okay. So there's a little bit more of the AI part of it in that it's recognizing when something gets to a certain level, and then you can
Mhm.
turn it into an ad. So
Yeah.
you don't have to be watching it constantly. When it hits that threshold, it's going to follow your rules and turn it into an ad. Is that correct, Daryl?
Yes, you can absolutely set it for where you specify the threshold. But for somebody who's brand new to ads, maybe you don't want to just let uh, a computer take that over. So you have both options. You can have it be automatic, or you can have it be manual, so that you can really get involved and know the process and know where your ad budget is going.
Right. Okay, great. We've got about 4 minutes left. So what's the last thing that you'd like to show us?
All right. The last thing I would like to show you, I'll briefly mention you have unlimited storage. So that means any pictures, images, videos, files, you get to store them unlimited. But the last thing that I want to show you is the one piece to rule them all is your dashboard. So now that we've built all these things, our social media engagements going, our sales are going, we have customers that are coming in, we have prospects that are coming in, you get to finely tune this dashboard to show exactly all the metrics that you want. You can see the tasks that you have to do for the business. You can see what manual actions are set for you. Everything is here so that you can just come in and know exactly what you need to do. Because the most amazing thing about owning your own business is nobody tells you what to do. But the worst part about owning your own business is nobody tells you what to do. So having something like this where you get deep insights into your business and you can see, oh, okay, I have a lot of people that are in the prospect section, and I really need to get them to see a presentation about my business. That tells you exactly where you need to focus your energy, because you can see I have this much money that's sitting right here. I need to move that down the line, because really the ultimate goal is to turn as many people as possible into customers.
Absolutely.
And that's, I think, the cherry on top. There's 1,000 other things we could talk about, but I think this is.
Could you change the screen to just the BizlyApp AI, just a sneak peek into our custom AI tools, which would, we're talking about marketing and posting, and one of our post generators can actually take one idea of a post and change it to match the format that is needed for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, because you're not going to say the same things on TikTok that you would on LinkedIn, but it's still the same topic. So it can write for you in all of those different ways that can be disseminated properly. And then you can also use the tools in here to find out what people are asking on Google right now. What are things that they're wanting to know about? Because it might not be something that you're even alerted to yet. And writing in your brand voice with the blog writer, email writer, having the AI board of directors, even helping with your logo and images for anything you want to do social media wise. This is a really exciting side of software, which can typically be a little bit on the mundane side, but this is where the creativity and the fun really happens. That's it. I just wanted you to have a little sneak peek of it, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, our goal and hope is that unless you're a business that's very, very specifically niched, where I need to have scales under my liquor bottles to know how much liquor is in the bottle, something like that, we won't cover that. But other than those super specific things, BizlyApp is going to be your one-stop shop for everything that your business needs, with everything already integrated.
Fantastic. Well, I really want to thank you for being here and showing this to our clients. I think that, sometimes when people are looking at different options, it's really tough to make a decision unless you know somebody who actually has used the product and can say, yep, the advertising is correct, or no, you want to watch out for this. So for all of you who are watching, we actually use BizlyApp every single day. We have been using it now for about 6 months. We are thrilled with the way that it operates. And I have to put in a plug for the support. You guys provide absolutely awesome support. We couldn't have asked for anything better. So we're really, really happy that we chose BizlyApp.
Yay. Thank you so much. Well, we're so happy as well. I'm so happy that we get to work together on all of this fun stuff.
Yeah, and I'm going to challenge that you're better than a piece of toast at software. You have actually like crushed the system, and I know you fully intend to use every aspect of it. So thank you for being such a great client for us as well, and having us on here and tooting our horn a little bit. It's amazing. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. And for all of you who are watching, this is just the first in the series, and there will be more to come. So keep an eye out for all the other tools that we're going to be reviewing and letting you know how to use. So take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.